Hello and welcome to another wonderful video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about messages of what is blocking you on your manifestations. And we're really going to hone in on the fact that it is December, folks, and it is 2022. So next year will be 23. Exciting, right? But I don't know about you, a lot of things happened in my life in 2022. And there were a lot of manifestations that came into fruition for me, where it's been like years in the making. And these, like, for one, my apartment, it's been years in the making. I'm not someone who is young coming into my first apartment. In age of how old a person, like commonly in America, which is where I'm from, would get an apartment. So a lot of kind of like my manifestations are unique, which is awesome. But I do find that what helps me in terms of allowing my manifestations to actually become reality can help you as well, or has helped other people in the past. I have a great way of really illuminating the different details you'll be missing, or you currently are missing when it comes to your manifestations, in terms of what it is that you're doing that's hindering your progress and not helping it. I very much so love to rebalance and restructure the order of things, so it's not so much you're hindering yourself, but more so you're helping yourself. And also, I'm just going to mention that I am very much so a warrior, a general warrior when it comes to it. All right. This is a very serious thing for me. And if it kind of feels like it's too serious, I would just take a break, take some deep breaths and ground yourself. But just so you know, sometimes I do talk into some serious things because I love being serious. My uncle is Sirius Black, in fact. Anyway, so, okay, let me take a deep breath and ground and tee myself. Yeah. Okay, so in front of me, you're already seeing one deck. This is the original Rider-Waite deck. Pretty cool, pretty sick deck. I would absolutely recommend this as a beginner friendly. Yeah, I started with this actually. And then this is going to be the Legendary Ladies Goddess deck. Super cool. Oracle. Oops. Sometimes I do kind of not arrange my decks accordingly. Like, I don't know. I used to actually, when I first began reading, like for myself or getting to know it, every time that I would read, I would restructure the decks so that they were in order, as if I just got it. And in my mind, that would be like I'm cleansing the deck. But I've gone on to different other things for me in terms of cleansing it. One really awesome way I love to do it, if I want to make a lot of noise, or if I want to make my presence known, this is what I do. It's kind of loud. Sorry. But this, for me, is a way to cleanse decks. Another way I've done is like shuffling. Like 3 times for me is what it is. And then another way, I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I am, 3 knocks. That was 2. There we go. So 3 knocks for me, for some reason, just feels like the energy's cleared. I'm an absolute being who loves to feel. I absolutely understand things in ways of like feeling. I feel energy very well, which is awesome, but it also gets a lot if I can't really control it, this way of feeling. So I love to protect myself. This year I absolutely worked on my boundaries. So I don't know about you, but boundaries are absolutely necessary for your growth, anyone's growth. You cannot expect yourself to build a fantastic paradise unless you have boundaries, which are able for you to protect what you've already grown, you know. whatever I feel with anyone else, I feel just as much in myself. We're gonna go on that. Okay, so we're gonna go on boundaries, because boundaries are, in my opinion, one of the best ways to start with basic manifestation process, like going back to the roots of manifestations, like the reason why you're doing it in the first place. It is what? Is it for someone else or is it for you? Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, I guarantee that if you work on your boundaries, it will absolutely grow to be way more powerful, stronger, put together compared to if you manifested without boundaries or without as strong boundaries. Or let me just say, have you updated your boundaries? Boundaries need to change as much as you need to, I don't know, like when things grow, when things change, you also have to change the rules. You have to change the regulations. You have to change the foundation of whatever it is that you're building off of. Just so that with the change, you can keep matching up with pace, and not kind of like lose the things that you're already building in terms of that. The Emperor. No, wait. Okay, the Emperor. Do you guys, all right, I'm just saying, these cards, how they fall, let me just say, I'm not doing it, all right? Do you see me touching the cards as they fly? No, they're just falling the way they need to. Okay, so on this side, we have the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles, all right? The Emperor fell first, the Nine of Pentacles fell second, okay? So now I'm getting already two sides, right? Maybe two energies, maybe two something, one and one. This is one, this is the other, okay? And I don't know if there's like a line here, I'm not sure, but there is somewhere along the way two on either side. We have the Nine of Cups, okay? So 9 is already a number we want to keep in mind. One thing about 9 is it is the number before 10. 10 is the ultimate, you got the foundation matched. 9 is you've done like literally let's say you're at dead week when you're doing the finals, like the studying for your finals for college. I went to a university and they called the week before finals or before all the tests and everything dead week, because everyone was literally like dead on their feet from studying, from just like not procrastinating anymore. So 9 is really you're kind of like also feeling like 90% fulfilled in terms of doing the work, in terms of growing, cutting it down, regrowing, cutting whatever is not necessary off, regrowing, so on and so forth. And you've gone through all the cycles and now you're at 9. Okay, so 9 is a number we want to keep in mind. And then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords was not, was not like face up, if you will. So it's down. In terms of that, what comes to mind is this is something that's more hidden, an energy. Two of Swords is indecision. The Nine of Cups is more so about, I would say, like being proud of your emotions, but also knowing how to handle them, knowing in ways of you present it to the world, in ways of you feel confident enough to present to the world. But with the Two of Swords hidden, it's almost as if it's like you feel confident, but inwards you still have dilemma of indecision, or you're having a hard time deciding. And in terms of idea, like your mind, in terms of thoughts, what it is, whatever thoughts really are making it hard for you to move forward in the direction that you want to with your manifestations, because we're gonna like come back to that. Sometimes I will say, as a reader, I get lost in the sauce, very much so. So I'm going to try my hardest to come back to the fact that we're talking about manifestations and blocks and everything like that. So Right. And also talking about whatever I feel with anyone else, I feel just as much in myself. Yo, I just totally, all right. So if you are someone who absolutely helps others before yourself, or if you're someone who judges others, right? I do this too, okay? Here's the thing. When you're judging someone else, be aware that that judgment absolutely comes back to you too. When it comes to, especially if you're feeling insecure about yourself and you decide to judge someone else because, like, okay, for instance, let's say this. You were in a drive-through and you like said your order and everything, and you had that expectation or whatever that you're going to get your meal correctly, and then it wasn't correct, right? And in that time, you're really like frustrated because you're like, blah, 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 why is it not correct? It should be correct. I did the exact thing I needed to for my meal to be correct, yet it turns out incorrect. So in those opportunities, when you start to be frustrated with other people and they're not being correct and they're making mistakes, and you're like, this person is so stupid. Like, how could they even fucking get it wrong? Like, what the heck? When you're like that kind of judgment also is going to be coming back on you in other times when you make mistakes. Let's not forget that we all fucking make mistakes. Like, if you see a human being, they make mistakes. That is a person who makes mistakes, right? The thing about mistakes, and when it comes to your manifestations, is those are the seeds where you can use your wisdom to find the strength within you to be in essence of the bigger person. Is in essence of using the wisdom, right? And catching yourself when you make any kind of judgment and you're saying to yourself, now, is this what I would want to have another person judge me with, right? Or instead, would I want the other person who catches my mistake be open, be, unconditional, be accepting, be loving of me, be open-minded that I'm just a human being just trying to survive day to day in my own chaoticness of it all, the mess of it, the chaos, the mess. But ultimately, what I'm getting is like, with the two kind of separate energies, is that you can either take the higher road, right? And you can take a step back and take those deep breaths to ground yourself and come back to what makes you grateful about your life before you make any harsh judgments on others. Or you can take that time to be, all right, I'm getting a pretentious judger right here in this aspect. You can take the opportunity when others have mistakes and really fucking rail them, real judge them like Simon Cowell, right? How do you want to feel when it comes to you making mistakes and it being presented as thus a mistake? Do you want Simon Cowell to judge you, right? Or do you want Mr. Rogers to judge you? You know what I mean? There is this and there is that. We have the option to choose, friends. So as a master of your manifestations, I urge you to take a very deep breath before you judge anything with the essence, with the energy of anger, frustration, the things that will fill you in the end with lack. Because guaranteed also, if you judge in this way, guaranteed, I can see guilt coming to you. If you don't like when you're pretentiously judging, right? If you don't like that aspect of you, that is where the block is. So I'm getting something about the block being how you allow kind of like your judgment to come out, if you will. Yeah, like, yeah, that is for sure. And let me not say anything else except I relate as a freaking human being to this. I relate to a point where I'm like, yep, Yep, I myself have been judging others, and I'm mean, right? I'm mean, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I receive some mean people too who come at me, and those are the times that I need to remember that they too are not feeling great, right? The people who come at me who are like trying to what is the word? Diminish my light, my happiness, my joy. Those people are just filled with some kind of less than feeling where they either want to feel great like me or they want me to feel bad like them, you know. There's so many things that come up to me when it comes to that, but ultimately setting boundaries is really important when it comes to it. Like, boundaries, okay, are not only about the idea of like protection in terms of restriction, but it's also about boundaries of procrastination, right? Setting boundaries around the aspects of you that's procrastinating from your manifestations of happening, right? So you want to, in essence of this, what comes to mind is procrastination as well. What exactly from this year, from 2022, stands out to you in essence of procrastination, in essence of, I know, like, it's juicy, right? This is something where you're like, oh shit. You're like gritting your teeth and you're like, oh fuck, like, no. Something about whatever it is, procrastination is within these two cards. Okay, we got compassion and joy, y'all. Compassion and joy. I think that speaks very clearly. Compassion and joy. Compassion, the essence to have passion in a compass. Nah, just kidding. I kind of, I make a little fun of it. Sorry, I crack myself up all the time. Okay, let me just say that. But really though, with the frustrating moments of your manifestation, with the mistakes, right? And these more so are mistakes that others make, and you're like, I was doing everything correct. I don't know why this mistake happened. You can get really frustrated in those moments. You can be like, what the heck? Or you can take a step back and realize that maybe this is a moment you can teach others the essence of compassion, the essence of like literally saying to the other person, you're good. Like, you're good. Like, it's a mistake, but we both can learn from this, right? Maybe I wasn't clear with the way I ordered my meal, right? Maybe the person didn't hear right. Something else could have happened. Their attention could have got caught off elsewhere. Maybe their manager was talking to them and they were trying to listen to my order. Something like that. There could be hidden details within the mistake, right? And so if you're going to get frustrated, I would also guarantee that, like, if you're going to get frustrated, please make sure you know the entirety of the situation before you do. But also, will you know the entirety of the situation? Will you know the entire details that make the situation the way it is? Like the mistakes, right? There is meaning within the mistakes, but taking a step back and having also compassion for yourself in terms of maybe you have to allow yourself to be frustrated, but by maybe taking deep breaths, not taking it out on others, right? Just learning how to release that frustration. And then by then, right, you're going to be able to have that room for joy. For joy. Are you kidding me? Joy is literally, it's like literally the Mona Lisa for me of emotions, okay? Joy is the purest form of emotion. Love comes from joy. Everything comes from joy. I don't know why, but joy is something like an emotion for me that I don't want to just chase. I want to receive in 2023. You know what I mean? Why can't I receive joy and compassion? I want to, so I'm going to, right? I'm going to receive joy and compassion, but at the same time, I'm going to give joy and compassion in the situations, in the events where I'm frustrated, where it's like those moments of working very hard at like boundaries within myself. You know, I can set boundaries within myself so that I allow myself to release that frustration instead of holding on to it. Like the Four of Pentacles. Like, have you seen that card in the Rider-Waite deck? The Four of Pentacles. It's just like they're holding on to it. But the more you hold on to something in fear, the more you're going to restrict the flow. I get it though. I let go of fear. Like, come on. Come on. All right. I am already the best version of myself. Yeah, duh. Like, obviously you are. Baby, you are absolutely the best version of yourself. If you feel bad about yourself, it's because of that emotion needing to be released. At the end of the day, guaranteed, when you learn the best way to release those emotions, you're going to realize that you are absolutely perfect just as you are. And the emotions that make you feel less than are just fogging up the way you see like yourself when you're finally able to release. Like, trust me when I tell you, doing the work of knowing how to release and having the patience with you, it's so awesome. The last card I'm going to put out is, I am admired for my unique magic and potent medicine. All right. So releasing is medicine. Okay. Releasing is medicine for all that extra worry, all that extra stress that is really hindering you on your manifestation, like your progress for manifestation. As I say this, some fire trucks are raging their horn, blaring it, making it awesome. A good ending to an awesome video. So that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me today on this beautiful endeavor of a beautiful video. I'm going to say this: by fire and flame, by smoke and scent, I drive from this room all chaos and dissent. Yeah, baby, so mote it be. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, drink some water. Alkaline water is my go-to if you can. If you can't, just water. And maybe tea too. I have some right here. It is maple and espresso based tea. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.